Hello again, everybody. I'm Dave Cohen, and welcome to our continuing retrospective of Syracuse lacrosse 1990 from Super Sports. The Orangemen went to Cornell undefeated, but they had a couple of problems before the game and during the game. For beginners, Matt Palem did not start because of a leg injury that he thought he had hurt in the Hobart game. So Lee Hine was the surprising starter in the nets for Syracuse. The next surprise was Cornell's slowdown tactics, which proved effective against a shaky Lee Hine very early. Then later in that first half, Greg Burns severely sprained his ankle and he was hobbled. And for the first time this season, Syracuse found themselves in a tie game at the half. But as you'll see in our Super Sports coverage, the Orangemen came out with a vengeance in the third quarter. We invite you now to sit back and enjoy Syracuse lacrosse 1990, the Orangemen against the Big Red. Super Sports, a production of Cook Cablevision of Syracuse, presents Syracuse University Lacrosse. Tonight, it's the Orangemen of Syracuse meeting the Big Red of Cornell. Hi again, everybody. Dave Cohen along with Dale Drypolcher. It's unseasonably cold, but it's dry and it's very sunny as we get set for Cornell and Syracuse. Always a traditional meeting, a rivalry here in upstate New York lacrosse, but Cornell not as formidable this year as they have been in the past.
Well, seeing him in the past, Schmoller was an excellent goalie who's played for them for the last couple of years. He's no longer here. I think that's caused them some problems. He was excellent. I mean, really one of the top goalies in the country, perhaps in the last 10 years, I would say. So it's a real loss.
Back in 1987, he set the Cornell record with 34 saves against Syracuse. On the subject of goaltenders, Matt Palem, Syracuse's starting goalie for the last 3 years, will not start tonight. In fact, he probably will not play. What's the story with him, Dale?
Well, it's kind of a general thing, not a specific thing that happened. He said the knee just blew up on him after the Hobart game. He's had a little problem with it before, and he really wants to take the night off.
He thinks he may have injured it down at Hofstra. He had that full field run and a shot early in the Hobart game, showed no ill effects after that, and then came up with this spectacular sequence.
Yeah, he had about 5 saves right in a row. Tremendous job. He's got a very good presence, knows where the ball is, even when it's not really apparent, and he's got a good sense. Watch him here, right there, gets the stick on it. That's the kind of sense that Matt Palem has. They're going to miss him tonight, and obviously that's got to give Cornell a boost, Dave.
But Matt will dress for the game, just in case. The starting goalie is Lee Hine at a Relay, Maryland.
Well, you know, I'm talking to the coaches and the kids, and they feel that Lee Hine, they're very confident in him, and he's going to get a chance to work with the first-team defense for a change. So I think Lee Hine is going to get his chance tonight. He's got to do it, but they feel very confident about that.
I asked Matt who would be the backup goalie in case he can't play and Hine somehow has to leave the game. He said Paul Gait.
There was another vote for, two votes for Paul Gait. Somebody else said that too, so I might take him seriously.
Well, you know about the Gary Gait side of things in terms of Syracuse's offense, and there's Maricek and Burns. For Cornell, probably their most potent scorer, all-around player offensively is Vince Angotti. He set a freshman record with 3 goals against Syracuse. Now he's a senior.
He's very, very tough. He's got 18 goals, 16 assists, 34 total points. There's number 7, and he's the kind of guy that's got to be looking down and saying, new goalie, doesn't play a lot. I really want to take advantage of that. And they've got some other people, too. They got a good balanced attack, so they're a pretty potent offensive team.
The thing I want to know is what will the fiery Irishman have cooked up for Syracuse? The Hall of Fame coach, Richie Moran, he's got to have something up his sleeve, doesn't he?
I think he really wants this game, and it's something that they're out of the Ivy League race apparently at this point, so this would be a very big game for him. And you know Richie Moran, he's got something cooked up. They're going to be sky high, and Lee Hine better be ready.
Cornell's been involved in 4 one-goal games. They've won 2, they've lost 2. They get their crack at number 1 Syracuse when we come back. Sholkoff Field in Ithaca, on the campus of Cornell University. Dave Cohen along with Dale Drypolcher. It is a beautiful night as we get set for the 74th meeting of all time between Syracuse and Cornell. It is a sparse crowd to this point, late arriving at that, a 7 p.m. start as the Syracuse team has just been introduced. And we'll look at Syracuse on the attack. Jim Egan's the very hot Greg Burns, and Tom Maricek, the other guy, right?
The other guy with probably the best stick in the country.
Gary Gait, Paul Gait flanking the fastest man on the team, Rodney Dumpson, and Kirk Pratt is the face-off specialist. On defense, Pat McCabe, Todd Stratton getting the start in this game, and Eric Holbrook. Lee Hine will be in the nets in place of Matt Palem. And the Syracuse Orangemen dressed in orange tonight. Cornell being introduced now. They will have Mike Cummings on the attack, along with Bill OHanlon and Chris Marzullo. The midfield with Vince Angotti, Bob Buddington, and Paul Shea, and Buddington will be the face-off man. And on defense, John Rossetti, Pat Leahy, and Frank Marino. Tim Shea is their goalie. As you mentioned, Dale, goaltending is definitely the area where Paul Schmoller is definitely missed. As you look at Roy Simmons on the Syracuse sideline, you know, regardless of the records, I think Roy always brings it up one notch in terms of coaching when he goes against Richie Moran.
Well, I was talking to Roy 3, and he said, you know, a lot of kids don't understand the tradition it's been between Cornell and Syracuse, and that man is responsible for a lot of it. And for a while there, he was the guy who was the guy to shoot at Richie Moran. Right now, obviously, it's gone the other way, and for the last couple of years, 4 or 5 years, it's been Syracuse, but always great games between Cornell. Cornell's beaten them a couple of times, but it just, I'd say in the last couple of years, Syracuse has taken some advantage of Cornell. Right now, I bet Richie Moran's got his guys really up for this one.
Moran has been a Hall of Famer since 1983, so for the better part of the decade of the 80s, Roy Simmons coaching against a veritable legend. Right now from Sholkoff Field, our national anthem. The 74th renewal of this series that dates back to 1920. Syracuse has won 43, lost 29. One game has ended in a tie. In addition to the graduation to Paul Schmoller, Cornell has also missed the likes of Steve Meyer, Tim McDevitt, and Dave Dunlap, but definitely Schmoller was the man for the Big Red of Cornell. Back in 1987, Cornell defeated Syracuse 19-6 at the Dome. That's the last time Syracuse lost at home. Then they beat the Orangemen in the NCAA tournament. It was in that 86 game in the Dome that Tim Goldstein had 9 assists, set a Cornell record. And Angotti had 3 goals as a freshman, also a record.
I remember when that Angotti did, and it doesn't seem that he's a senior, but he is. And as we said, 34 points, 18 goals, 16 assists. Is this probably his most important game of the year?
Cornell, after winning or tying for the Ivy League crown for 10 straight years, will only have 1 Ivy League title in the last 7 now. So we get set for the opening phase. Kirk Pratt for Syracuse, and Buddington will be on the face for Cornell. Bob Buddington. Walt Munsey has the ball down, the official, and we are underway as the orange-shirted Syracuse team comes up with possession first. Here's Paul Gait, checked out of his stick, rolling toward the sideline, stay inbounds and scooped up by Gait. With Pratt still on, now Pratt heading off and Rodney Dumpson comes on. Syracuse into the box for a first attempt perhaps, and mishandling it is Egan from behind. We have a flag now that was away from the ball.
You got a slash right away as Cornell caught number 45. Scott Boomer, senior, not listed as a starter.
Was there possession?
Yes, yeah, he's down. Doesn't make any difference. He'll be down for a minute. Man up.
Syracuse with the early man-up opportunity as the sun beginning to set behind us to the west. Our view is from the west. Here is Jim Egan. His view is from behind with Greg Burns. Dumpson, number 6, is in front. They go up top. Behind the back pass. Here's the shot. Got the crossbar. It may have gone in. Yes. It did. It hit the crossbar and it bounced behind the goal line, so Syracuse gets goal number 1, and the Orangemen jump to a lead after 39 seconds at 1-0.
Really, when that ball comes out, you don't expect to see the goal call, but indeed it was. Walt Munsey right on it. They worked the ball around well on the extra man. 1 of 1 now on the extra man.
Gary Gait gets the goal. That's his 23rd of the year and extends his Syracuse record to 169. Gary now needs 25 goals to break the all-time U.S. Intercollegiate Lacrosse Association record of 193. That was set by Stan Cockerton of NC State back in the 70s, and Cockerton was also Canadian. Syracuse with the ball back.
Buddington, procedure problem on the face.
There's a fake as Gait rushed the net, but the ball was in the stick of brother Paul.
A variation on a theme from last year, something that was restricted actually this year when the timeout and they give the ball to somebody, you have to be 5 yards away offensively.
I think Roy's smiling about that. Now Maricek has it. Syracuse up 1-0. Rodney Dumpson across the zone. They're shot in the save by Shea. And he's being pursued from behind. He gives it up wisely. Played by the defense. Pat Leahy, 43. Overshooting his man at midfield. Cornell has not carried it across midfield yet, and they're still having trouble with it. Is 14, John Rossetti. Egan knocking it back toward Gary Gait. It bounces away from Stratton, and it's finally picked up by Cornell. Chris Marzullo giving ground as Marzullo now gets it down to Mike Cummings for a low shot. Hit the cage behind Hine. The crowd roared thinking it was in, and Lee Hine now scoops it up. Looks to outlet it. We've got some action behind the net, and Cornell's going to get it. We have an injured Orangeman.
Pick problem, and that was, is that No, that's Winship, I think. 43.
Eric Holbrook.
Oh, I'm sorry, Holbrook, yeah. Holbrook took out one of the big red defenders, or offensive men, Bill OHanlon, and he went down, and now he's trying to work it off.
Trying to flex it out.
Well, he was trying to protect Hine on that play, and he really cleared out the interference, but he was called for interference.
Scott Burnham out of Henniger High School with a move. He loses it near the crease, and Winship and company take it away. This is Pat McCabe, so clever with a stick. He likes to hold it low.
Gets the ball across. That's one of the things the defense does so well for
It's
Syracuse.
in the stick of Gary Gait. Here he comes, one-on-one. They knock it out of his stick. They put a body on him. They knock him to the turf, and Angotti has it.
Offsides.
Cornell is said to be offsides.
Yep, offside. See, that's the little things that can kill you. Syracuse 1 for 1 so far, and man up will now get 30 more seconds to try to add to the 1-0 lead. 12:58 left first quarter.
Anything strategy-wise that stands out yet from Cornell?
Not really. They really, offensively, they haven't had a chance to do too much. They got one shot off. It was on the cage, but off to the right. I think one of the things they want is they want to keep some pressure off of Shea, the goalie, and with 2 man-up situations in the first couple of minutes.
Egan playing outside at the point. Burns up top to Gary Gait. And the shot just deflects wide. Actually, that was Paul Gait.
How would you like to be a sophomore in your first year starting, and you come up against the 2 best guys in the game of lacrosse, plus a whole host of supporting members, guys like Egan and Maricek.
And Maricek has it now out to Dumpson. Egan standing up at the point in this game. Usually he works from behind the cage. They go back there with Burns across the goal mouth. Maricek, oh, he makes it so easy, nonchalanting it in. And Syracuse now leads it 2-0. Maricek has scored a goal in every game but one that he's played in his brief 2-year Syracuse career.
The thing impressive about this is the way they move the ball around and how well they look. There's Gary looking for ball behind. Now they're going to make their move. That's across from Archer, number 11, to Maricek. Or is that Burns? Yep, it was Burns. I thought it was Jamie Archer for a second. Well, I mentioned we're a little higher than we normally are. Numbers aren't as clear.
On the ground, on the face. Syracuse can't come away with it. Cornell has had only 1 shot on goal. Now they find Angotti in the middle. He's taken down, and there's a late flag thrown into the fray as Ricky Kramer brought down Angotti.
Yeah, that'll cost him 30 on a push. So Syracuse will give up, and this will be Cornell's first man-up opportunity.
Angotti's out of Cockeysville, Maryland. This game being played at a staccato pace here. compared to the Hobart game, in which there was not a single time serve penalty in the first quarter. Cornell works it from behind. John Heil now to Angotti, number 7. Syracuse man down as they swing it around. A wicked shot that goes high over the cage and over the restraining fence and clear out of Shulkup Field.
That went high because McCabe got a stick up and forced that to go high. Nice job by McCabe. Patane also in 24 on this man down defense.
Angotti outside, Heil number 10 from the point. It's high and wide, but Angotti's back there. Lee Hine getting an early test on the Syracuse goal. He's only 5 feet 7 inches. He's from Relay, Maryland. Angotti is the feeder. Up top they go now to Mike Cummings. He starts his move, tried the screen shot, and ricochets out and off the field, and it's going to be Syracuse ball.
Absolutely.
Pat McCabe.
A little extra hair there, huh?
Yeah.
Pat McCabe, one of the best defensemen in the country, if not the best. But watch, there's the ball. One of the things Syracuse does so well is they get the sticks in the way, they get the bodies in the way, and they don't give them a clear shooting lane, and that goes right. Well, you don't see it there, but it bounced back up. Syracuse closest to it out of bounds. Now they clear.
Dan Cahey on the dodge down the sideline. He can really motor. Cahey with it now, losing it, dribbling it a time or two off the turf. Get that good AstroTurf bounce. He's being guarded by John McCarthy. Now Kramer, behind it goes to Egan. Syracuse has its second midfield on. This is Cahey.
Oh, nice move.
Cahey from a tough angle that's saved by Shea. And the rebound comes down to Paul Shea. Tim Shea and Paul Shea out of Hop Hog, Long Island. They're brothers. That one rolls right on net. Hine outlets it over the head of Cahey, but it bounces down to Burns' stick. Burns moving left with Bonacci on. Now behind to Maricek and Egan going to the left hand. And back to the right.
Boomer on Egan. Boomer, good-sized defenseman, lets him go through.
There's Bonacci sending out to Cahey. Kramer's in front along with Burns. They're screening for the shooter. Now Cahey going one-on-one, giving it up. Syracuse leading it 2-0. We're 4.5 minutes into the first quarter.
Boomer on
Egan trying to use the pick. They double team him, the pick and roll play, but it's taken down by Cornell. And here comes Paul Shea, throwing crossfield successfully. The Big Red bringing it across with Chris Reynolds. Reynolds into the box, waiting for Angotti and Cummings to come on. Now he's successfully delayed. Angotti has it. He'll give it up now to Cummings. Starting his move on Kramer as Reynolds heads off. There's a centering pass that goes through everybody and out of bounds. Syracuse will get it.
Those are the things that are going to drive you crazy if you're a coach. That little missed pass, but it's going to give Syracuse another opportunity. Cummings talking about it as he comes off, but Syracuse will have to clear deep in their own defensive zone. Hine with the ball. This is where I think he's going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage as compared to Matt Palem.
Hine has not had to make a save yet. Good ball moving by Syracuse. Here's Gary Gait ducking in and out and firing wide. Egan closest to it, and a call after the shot.
Unnecessary roughness.
Was Gait dumped after that shot?
Yeah. Illegal check. It's one and the same in terms of time. 1 minute. Not only was it illegal, it was after the whistle. But not after the whistle, after the play. Watch. Here he comes. There's a slide. Watch how much, see, there's 3 white shirts, how much traffic he gets. And then he really gets a shot from Pat Leahy, so Leahy will be down.
Leahy, by the way, no relation to the New York Jets kicker.
Great. Glad we got that cleared up. A lot of people
sure, some people are wondering.
A lot of people have been asking about that.
Remember the Gogolaks came out of here. They were kickers.
That's right.
See, it wasn't that far-fetched.
Third man up opportunity for Syracuse.
Dumps in. Egan, Paul, and Gary. You can tell Gary's got a bandage on his right leg. Rodney dumps in.
Nice save.
Maricek there to bother the goalie Shea. And somebody fell in the crease.
Egan.
But you saw Maricek's persistence nearly paid off.
Syracuse not successful, so they're 2 of 3 on man up. But that was a nice save by Shea. That's a point-blank job. Watch. See, they went out to pick him up. That was Shea, but then the save. Hard to ask him to stop the rebound, too.
Greg Burns is going to pursue from behind as we'll come back here and you'll see the clear. Cornell's goalie took it nearly across midfield. Now the big red tie get their first goal as Cummings comes through and he scores.
Nice job by Cummings, able to keep that stick in his body all the way down, and Lee Hine victimized by 8:55 left in the first quarter, and it was a nice play.
That play was set up by the Cornell goalie who cleared it nearly out to midfield as we watched that replay of the previous action. It is a 2-1 Syracuse lead. Unassisted by Mike Cummings. Off the face-off, Paul Gait there to gather it in for the Orange. Quickly they transition it down to Gary Gait. He's having trouble handling. And he's pushed out of bounds. The ball stays in. That's illegal.
Syracuse seems to have a little bit of being a little bit out of sync with the passing, and I think this turf a little bit different perhaps as far as the bounce. And Gait will be beneficiary of that penalty.
Gary to Paul. Now they go to Rodney Dumpson. Maricek and Egan in his more accustomed position, feeding from behind. Up top to Paul with the left-hand stick. Syracuse now going counterclockwise for the moment. Gary Gait sends it to Egan. They take a run at Jim. Dumps into Paul. A lot of passes by Syracuse.
Nice defense. One of the reasons why they're passing so much is the fact that Cornell's playing such good defense.
There's the low bouncer by Paul Gait. And the patience that time exhibited by the Orangemen pay off as Paul Gait makes it a 3-1 Syracuse lead.
Good point. It was patience. It was also good defense. But look, you don't need much. There's the pass to Gait. Now, they were sliding over to play defense, but you see he doesn't need very much to get a good crank up, and he gets it right past Shea.
You know, that's really something to be said for Syracuse. I mean, after all, they're like the Loyola Marymount of Lacrosse. They fire it up, but here's a situation where they pass, and finally got the good shot in the goal.
Well, that's the thing that's exciting about them is that they can play patient lacrosse and they can play up-tempo.
Buddington and Pratt on the face-off, and it's going to be McCarthy for Cornell picking it up and getting pressured and getting dumped and getting the flag in his favor.
Going to be Kramer on the push. Bolin, no, check it out. Kirk Pratt, that's right, face-off man. And there's the ball. Watch what Pratt does. Yeah, that's a good definition of a push. If you were going to put a video rule book out, that would be under P for push.
P for Pratt in the penalty box.
That's right. And he's done G for good, so generally an excellent player and really does a good job on face-offs. The new face-off rules, or the new face-off rules, have kind of evened things out. You don't see as much dominance as you have in the past.
Mike Cummings, who has the Cornell goal, number 9. It's 3-1 Syracuse. John Heil. Cornell with a man-up opportunity now, and Angotti is the feeder. Cummings starts his dodge. He went by McCabe. He shoots, and Hine played it nicely, and he outlets it quickly to McCabe. The Syracuse transition game, McCabe looking to give it up. McCabe drawing the double team, loses the ball, and it's scooped up by Leahy. Leahy quickly down to Cummings. They're 2-on-3, and they'll slow it down and back it off. Play for the numbers. Good check from behind. Ball popping into the air, and Cornell's going to play it on the rebound.
That was Patain, 24, but they've got the ball back. Big Red.
Steve Gray now to John Heil, number 10. It's a spirited Big Red team. Here comes Cummings. Back he goes to Heil.
Everybody's even now.
And it's Angotti again. Teams at equal strength, 6:45 to go in the first quarter.
Nice pace for Cornell. They're going to take their time offensively. They don't want to make any mistakes and give Syracuse a chance to run up and down the field. So they're going to take their time and be patient offensively.
Steve Gray is on now. He's a second midfielder, maybe a third midfielder. Here's the dodge by Angotti, looking for the one-on-one move. He cranked it as he came across, and Cornell will keep it.
Stratton got a stick up on him just at the last minute. Made it go a little high.
22-13 says Richie Moran. Let's see what that is.
That's what he'd like the final score to be.
Again, it's Steve Gray. Persing is playing him outside.
And what they're trying to get Syracuse to get, overcommit and let them get a jump. They're being very patient offensively.
Here's Heil trying to get a step on his defender. That's Gary Gait. Maybe the strategy is to run a lot at the gates and try to wear them out. They went to the weak side, and that pass misfired.
Took a minute off the clock on that, though. This is very similar to basketball in that you can run a patient offense, and their offense has to play defense. You're doing two things. As you said, you're wearing them down, although we know the Gates don't wear down, number one. But number two, I think they don't want to get into, as I said, and you said also, one of those Greyhound games, so they're just sprinting back and forth.
Long pass to Gil Martin, standing right at the midfield stripe. Gil Martin gives it up as he's hit. They redirect it to Lee Hine, who's about 30 yards upfield. Mishandled by McCabe.
Big mistake.
Now Cornell comes back as they rush it upfield. This is Paul Shea. Immediately they give it to the more sure-handed players or better stick skills. John Snow has it now. Snow's out of Auburn. And Angotti, who usually heads behind, moving that direction. Ricky Kramer guards him. Kramer
nice
around.
Heil Heil pick up the loose ball.
Heil is played by Gil Martin. This game definitely being played at Cornell's pace, even though Syracuse leads it 3-1.
Nice
Heil being bumped by Gil Martin. They may just try to lull Syracuse to sleep here and try that pass to the weak side.
One of the things, Syracuse is doing a great job of covering the cutters. Right there, you got beat. Heil beat
Gil Martin.
And that's the kind of thing that if they can do that, if the cutters are being covered, then you're going to have to do it yourself, and you got to be patient and see if you can't get that little opening and then turn on the speed. And you see right there the opening he had, and Gil Martin starts to go, and that's, see, Hines got to come up with a spectacular save there. He's going to have to make those.
John Heil gets the goal for Cornell.
You're asking, not telling.
And for Heil, that's his 13th goal of the season. It's a 3-2 game.
Now, that
It is a game.
Set up by a sloppy clear by Syracuse. Uncharacteristic. I haven't seen them, I don't think this year, have as many problems on the clear as they did there.
Rodney Dumpson legging it across, giving it up to Paul. Kirk Pratt is on after the faceoff. Now he'll head off and Gary Gait will come on.
One thing I'll say about the clear is that's another Matt Palem thing. Not only does he stop a lot of shots, he also starts the fast break and
Burns to Egan and over the head of Rodney Dumpson.
That wasn't because of Matt Palem.
And the Orangemen are beginning to look at each other as to, hey, what's going wrong here?
Well, that was just a poor pass. That's what went wrong. And 3-2, 4:08, as I said, a nice Cornell pace. But offensively, Syracuse has not had much to do the last couple of minutes. Now they're going to ride Cornell. Nice move.
Syracuse looking
Leahy really
to regain momentum here, but Cornell has it as the Big Red look for the equalizer. They're
Leahy.
down 3-1. It's 3-2 now, and Heil sends it even with a goal. OHanlon, leading goal scorer for Cornell. OHanlon being bothered now by Winship.
Yep.
Holbrook is back there against Heil. Syracuse has their close defense.
Well, they're spreading them out a little bit too. Syracuse not able to get much help or double team.
There's Patain against Angotti. Matt Moore playing here against Cummings, goes low for the shot. Moore did a good job.
I think their strategy is try to spread them out, do some one-on-one, and let's see if we can get to this new goalie and see if we can get him rattled, Dave. Take our time and let's get some goals by him.
I don't think Hine has been rattled yet.
2 saves at this point. 10 shots.
There's Angotti coming off the pick.
Ward. That'll cost him an offensive goal. So Angotti will sit down. That's Patain on him. Watch the arm, and he moves the stick right there. That's a Ward. That would be under W in the rule book for Ward.
All right, now let's see if Syracuse can generate some offense. They're going to pick up Gary Gait at three-quarter field. Lee Hine is going to help on the clear. Now Gait has it. Gait goes around a potential double team.
He's offside. What do we got? Yeah, Syracuse over. Another mistake. So that was something that John Desko doesn't agree with. One of the assistant Syracuse coaches, or perhaps he was talking to one of his players. At any rate, it's another offensive opportunity for Cornell and a chance to tie it up. Heil with the ball.
And Heil fires way wide.
See, they're going to take their shots at him, Dave. They're going to say that the percentages are going to favor them after a while if they can get to Hine.
Cornell keeps it. After a slow start offensively, they've maintained ball possession here. 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Syracuse leading at 3-2. Again, it's Heil working from behind.
Really stacking up the crease.
He moves on Persing. Persing trying to take away his shot, and he forces him to pass. They feed the crease. Popping out from behind was OHanlon, and McCabe picked up the loose ball. Now McCabe will help on the clear.
They also are
going
to contest every clear.
Cornell forcing
nice
Syracuse
job.
out. That was Winship pushed out of bounds, or Megan Holbrook pushed out of bounds.
By OHanlon, nice job. That's the strategy defensively, is let's contest it. Let's not give them anything. And watch, he's going to play a little dance on the line, but it's too late. OHanlon knows I got him out legally, and that's going to be another possession. And if we don't keep time of possession, Dave, but obviously Cornell would be right up there with time of possession.
Question is, how many of these opportunities can they have without coming away with a result? Angotti losing it. Angotti has Patain ragging him and still on him. He breaks away and he has a couple of steps on him now. Will he make a move? He goes to the left hand, and a good save by Hine, his best save of the game. And who's going to get it? Cornell will keep.
Not only do they keep possession, that's shot number 12 for Cornell, and Syracuse only has 10. When I say only, usually Syracuse, Dave, in the first quarter has outshot teams spectacularly.
No time to rest, though. Back comes Heil for Cornell. He works one-on-one. He got the pipe. Hine helped out by the pipe. Otherwise, we'd have a 3-3 game right now. Cornell keeps the pressure on. Cummings turning against McCabe. And Gotti has inverted himself from behind to the point. It's Heil back there now with OHanlon on the right as you look at it. And Gotti, we're down to 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Syracuse leading at 3-2. And Gotti looking for a pick. He doesn't get one, but he fires anyway. One of the luxuries in lacrosse, as long as you know you have somebody back there,
yeah,
you can afford to take a wild shot.
And keep Lee Hine thinking.
This is about as calm as Richie Moran has been in the first quarter. He's very animated on the sidelines. Dennis Simmons on now, number 40. Syracuse used a lot of bodies here in the first quarter.
Lots of movement. Lando, 22, and gave up the ball.
With it now is Marzullo. He draws Persing. They look for the one-on-one move. Looking to fire it over his left shoulder with a right hand.
Good defense by Persing.
And Gotti now will begin things with a dodge.
Pick.
Faking the shot. Firing and scoring. That may have been deflected off of something into the upper right-hand corner. I think Hine lost sight of it.
I think he did too. McCabe had the stick up, but he couldn't get the stick up enough to really do much to alter the shot. See, watch him. There he is. Now the body position's gone, so he tries to keep the stick up. That might have been off of his stick, but Vince Angotti ties it up in 14 seconds left. Syracuse needs a face-off and a goal.
Goal number 19 on the year by Angotti, and this is a 3-3 game as we head toward the end of the first quarter. By the way, we told you Matt Palin would dress. He is not dressed on the Syracuse sideline as Paul Gait picks it up. And his shot at the end of the first quarter is deflected short of the cage. And Cornell comes pouring off their bench. At the end of 15 minutes, the first quarter gone by, it's Syracuse 3 and Cornell 3. Second quarter is about to start with a face-off. Kirk Pratt and Buddington in a 3-3 game. And boy, it's been a long time, I think, since Syracuse has been in this tight a game. After even one quarter of play, they've outscored the opposition 36-14 in the first quarter. Orange win possession. Paul Gait, nice reverse of field. Gait coming in with a left hand, feeding the crease, and just like that, Jim Egan breaks the tie.
Yeah, they needed a face-off and a goal, and they got it right there. 4-3. Only
Jim
took
Egan
16 seconds.
Coming up with his 10th goal of the year and the leading assist man on Syracuse. And one of them, Paul Gait, now has his 14th assist.
Well, that's a 6th face-off for Syracuse as opposed to 2 for Cornell. And he just looks all the attraction of the white jerseys he gets, and he had him way out of Tim Shea, way out of position.
Either Egan or Maricek would have been the recipient of that.
Yeah, they had him moving. They go after the Gates.
So Syracuse breaks the tie early on. Here's Paul Gait vacuuming it off the turf. We get a whistle, though.
Hold against Syracuse. That's a break for Cornell. Syracuse has had some little penalties and some poor passes, and Cornell has taken advantage of that and put the game where they want it. I don't know if we see the hold. It was before that, a little bit to the left, and that was the result. Cornell ball.
Cornell now with number 10, John Heil, handling the ball. Nice change of direction. He gets the step on Persing. He goes low for the shot. Hine rose to the opportunity as he went down to stop it.
As he sank down to get it, you're right. And that was somebody also was in the crease. So that'll give the ball to Syracuse, I think. No? No. Well, while we sort this out, let's check the stats. Shots 15 for Cornell, 11 for Syracuse in the first quarter. That's very significant. And ground balls 11 and 9, also significant. Man up Syracuse advantage 2 times to pick up their half of their total at 4, 2 in the man up situations. Now they got to clear.
But it also tells you of the 3 goals they scored in the first quarter, 2 of those were with the extra man.
That's right. And the riding by Cornell has been very, very good.
Gary Gait draws the double team. McKay brings it across. Dumpson will come across as McKay
They just
goes
made
back.
that on. Oh, there he was. They had another man standing down by the official. It didn't look like offsides almost.
I'm glad you count those.
Yeah.
Egan to Paul Gait. Syracuse with a deliberate offense. Setting the pick up high. Paul Gait gives it to Dumpson. Rodney feeding even with the crease. Maricek, he likes that behind the back pass in that spot. Maricek starts his move into a crowd, out of the crowd, feeding. Gait goes down, still keeps it, loses it. Maricek has it behind his back. Egan on the floor. Burns rifles the shot, and it was saved by the defender in there, Leahy.
Nice job by Shea, the goalie.
Out to Paul Shea and now Heil. Cornell stays onside. Gary Gait is going to get this loose ball. Here comes Gary Gait. Gary draws McCarthy, fakes on McCarthy, draws the double, feeds the crease. Not handled by Syracuse.
Cornell, whenever Gary Gait gets the ball now and he comes down that right side, he generally shoots right-handed. They send somebody screaming over to double team him and really not let him get the shot off and hope that they can stop the pass by getting their sticks up. But that man right there did a great job, Shea, on the play previous to get the ball back out. He's played very, very well in the goal.
We're 2 minutes into the second quarter. Syracuse 4 and Cornell 3. Tim Shea to Pat Leahy. Leahy's going to be challenged by Burns. Leahy rifles it upfield. Cornell's had Lehine way out of the net, and they burn the courts to tie the game at 4.
They had a 10-on ride. They had the goalie out playing defense. It looked like as I quickly looked down to the left and saw Hein out. And that's a great job by Shea to see that. And the ball goes way down the right side. And that's OHanlon. And you see the goalie way out. That's Earl. And OHanlon, 26, was the guy who got the goal.
But you're right, Dale. The goalie, O'Shea, made that play possible because he saw what was happening. On the face-off, diving attempt, no good by Andy Bolin. Cornell now looking to take the lead. Angotti spinning and backing off and changing hands. We have ourselves a game here tonight. Angotti looking for Heil, coming on. He blindsided Lee Hein, and Cornell takes the lead.
That was coming out of the box. That was coming out of the substitution area. Heil just streaked out of the substitution area. And Syracuse, Dave Patain, I think, was in pursuit. But watch, he got that whole way and was able to put the ball in the net. And that's the first time SU has been behind this year.
So Heil beats Hein from in front. And Cornell leads it 5-4 at the 12:20 mark. 12:20 remaining in the first half. Kirk Pratt spits that ball back to Gary Gait. So after leading at 4-3, Cornell has answered with two of their own. And they've taken the lead from Syracuse at 5-4. Ball to Egan.
They're playing great man-to-man defense on Syracuse.
Maracek. Remember, Syracuse going without starting goalie Matt Palin. Out with a knee injury, and it's undetermined as to how severe it is. Syracuse with 3 games on the road. Cornell, Rutgers, and Penn. Gary Gait motioning to his head. Some sort of signal. 2 men behind, Egan and Maracek. The defender there is Scott Boomer. Maracek faking the shot. Maracek giving it up. Syracuse has been taken out of their normal offense.
Play.
Maracek in for the bouncer.
That was like a give and go, but he gave it right back to him behind the back. They slid off of Maracek to pick up Gait, and Maracek was able to go and take the shot. Watch this. This is spectacular. There's Egan. Gets the ball over. Now Maracek's got it, and he's going to challenge Boomer, and now Boomer gets on. Now Boomer's going to get some help. Watch Boomer. He turns him back. And now here's the slide, fake of the slide. Now they give it to Gait, but watch, they both go with Gait, and it's a behind the backer. And watch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow.
And Syracuse has tied the game up. Boy, that sounds odd. 5-5.
Doesn't it?
Syracuse wins the face. They're coming in. Here's Paul giving it up to Burns. And just like that, the Orangemen are back on top. Explosive scoring power by Syracuse, and they take the lead back at 6-5.
14 Rossetti was the last guy that had a chance at Burns. Watch, and you're going to see him slide over, and he doesn't even have a chance. It's one-on-one with Shea, and Burns stays hot with his first goal tonight, and that's going to be a timeout for Cornell.
So Cornell's lead was just a matter of seconds, and now Syracuse is back on top at 6-5, and Richie Moran and the Big Red take time.
He's got to tell them, believe what we did, guys. We're still in it, and next game should be an interesting challenge also, as Syracuse against UMass.
That'll be the next and last home game of the year.
Yep, inside
played
now,
in
right?
the Dome,
yeah.
Immediately following graduation. So folks, get your diplomas and
bring your mortarboards over and sit down and watch the game.
We'll have that one for you Sunday night, May 6th at 8 p.m.
You know, I bet you a lot of people do that. Syracuse averaging 12,000 people and home attendance. Spectacular, as John Desko is talking to some people, making some adjustments.
There you can see Matt Palin with the back of the huddle ducking down now. He's got the jersey on, but
yeah, the way he was walking when I talked to him tonight, you knew that he was not going to be in there. And Richie Moran is into it and in there and talking to all of his guys. As you look at their, they lost to Yale. I was checking to see 20-8. That was perhaps I don't know if it's a shocking loss, but Yale, one of the class of the Ivy League and number 2 in the country at this point.
They lost at Harvard 12-11. Won at Hofstra 15-14, then won against Massachusetts 16-15. Imagine playing 3 one-goal games in a row, and then they had the one-goal loss at Pennsylvania 10-9. Before this game, Notre Dame
had some problems with Notre Dame, and they don't give. I don't believe Notre Dame has athletic scholarships for lacrosse. So,
but they have athletes.
Yeah, they do have athletes, but still, in all, that was. Of course, neither does Cornell, for that matter, or any of the Ivy League schools. So.
And on that subject, probably in recent years, a good many of the people who used to end up at the Cornells and the Hobarts of the world now have headed south to full athletic scholarships.
Sure.
Places like Maryland, right?
Sure. Maryland and Hopkins. Towson State. Moran stressing the basics, and that's what they have played. Great basic defense. They've hustled.
Gary Gait in pursuit on the face. Gait picks it up.
He's going to draw a crowd.
Gait drew a couple. He had the ball knocked out of his stick. They've done that to him tonight.
That was Boomer.
Yeah, Gait got it back at a Boomer stick.
Syracuse ball, because somebody, I think Egan checked Boomer's stick out as Buddington, the face-off man's going to take off.
Kirk Pratt coming to the bench. Syracuse leading by 1. We've got 10:57 to play here in the second quarter. Paul Legary, leading goal scorer and the leading assist man for Syracuse. Biggest lead in this game has been 2 goals by Syracuse at 3-1. Here's Gary to Paul. Stepped by 1, but the second man knocked the ball free. And Gary's racing with him at midfield. And they get it across nicely. Cornell now looking for the tie. They trail at 6-5. Cummings.
It all started on a check by Leahy, 43. Got to give him some credit. Nice job.
Heil is coming on. He snuck on last time and beat Hine. Now they go down low to Cummings, looking for the right-handed shot. And there it is. And Hine was down to play it. Good job, Lee Hine. McCabe on the ground for Dumpson.
Yep.
McCabe got that ball in an unaccustomed spot from Lee Hine, and that's why he couldn't pass it.
He was going to make a move there on Paul Gait.
11 is Scott Burnham.
He's got good speed. Little guy.
Brother Mark played at Syracuse, right?
Yep.
There's McCabe drawing the double team. And Pat McCabe taking his lumps in this game. Up ahead to get Dumpson. Speedy has great speed. Here he comes, giving it up. This is Burns against Leahy. Cornell has defended very well.
Leahy and Boomer have all played very, very well. And very aggressive, and yet played good body position and have not been beat.
Egan on the pass to Cahey. Dumpson is coming off. Andy Bolin will come on. Egan to Burns. It's off of his stick and played by Leahy. Going by Cahey. Cahey shoves Leahy.
Flag down.
Play continues. Angotti. Ball on the ground. That's still a pass. And now the shot and the stoppage of play. It'll be a penalty from backup field.
Slash. Syracuse going to be a man down. And you're going to see that's Leahy, and that's Cahey, and Cahey gave him one across the helmet, and that's going to cost him 1 minute, and then tried to end it by getting him out of bounds, but Leahy did a nice job of getting the ball ahead downfield, and Cahey will sit, and Syracuse will be man down for a minute. Man up 3 for Cornell. They have yet to convert.
Marzullo to Angotti. Marzullo again. Cornell working the ball smartly, but mishandling it right here. And back to play it is Persing. Cornell regains. Cornell feeds up top. They'll set it up again with Cummings. Mike Cummings. Knocked down at the defense by McCabe. McCabe hustling to it. The ball's on the ground. Syracuse trying to kill off this man-up situation.
Latanian, 24.
Point blank and a score. OHanlon ties the game at 6. So they take advantage of that man-up situation and tie the game again.
Well, Syracuse had done a nice job of forcing some passes, but you see the ball in and out, and Hine not able to come up with a real spectacular save. He's made a couple of nice ones, but he really has not been the problem. He's done a pretty good job. I think Syracuse has made some problems, some unforced errors and forced errors.
Ricky Kramer off the face, overrun by Bolin. Back to play it is Pratt. He didn't pick it up.
There's one right there.
Popped it into the air, but into the stick of a Cornell player. Now Marzullo has it. Chris Marzullo going to the left hand. Syracuse got a little too cute that time. Here's Heil sneaking in again. This time they pick him up, they feed and they score. OHanlon again, and Cornell goes back on top. 7-6. It's been a game of spurts.
It has been, and you've got to think that Syracuse is not going to be able to knock these guys out of this game, so they're going to have to really put it up a notch. OHanlon, Heil looking for some help. He goes across and not able to get a stick up, and he's just basically one-on-one. That's a very tough shot for Lee Hine to stop. OHanlon, I should say, up with his third goal. That's going to be too much time to get set. I believe delay a game. That's going to cost possession to Cornell.
That's a heck of a way to lose the possession.
Yep.
Gary Gait has it now. Syracuse is down again, 7-6.
Not able to get that running game going. Just hasn't been there.
They were down 5-4. Took the lead back at 6-5. Now they're down 7-6. Gary Gait fires, and Shea made the stop.
That was off the top of his stick. Shea's had a good day, up with 5 saves now at this point.
Reynolds comes off. Again, Syracuse playing catch-up. Boomer against Maricek. Egan. Back he goes to Maricek. Dumpson's in front. Burns is up top, 14.
Good job defensively by Boomer.
Here's Maricek.
He's going to get doubled. He's looking for somebody open.
Ever clever. Gary Gait. To Egan. Back to Gary.
Not giving him an angle.
Oh, he has room now for the shot. Oh, a deflection on a pass. What's that all about?
Well, that was interference by Maricek.
I thought for a second Gary had the avenue to shoot.
They've done a nice job of cutting down, pushing him out. Watch. They don't want to give him too much of that goal to shoot at, so they're going to slide over. Now, that was definitely going to be a pass, but it bounced off the defenseman's stick, and then watch. He knocked it out of his stick, so that will give a free clear to Cornell.
Cornell now with a chance to go up by 2 goals for the first time in this game. Here is Cummings. Persing is on him. Well, I guess Richie Moran has had some tricks up his sleeve, right?
Well, you know, it's just good basic lacrosse. It's not letting Syracuse run. It's being patient, and his kids obviously have executed because they've played good defense. That's what's impressed me. They've played excellent defense, and they've taken advantage of the offensive opportunities when they've had them.
This is Heil getting by McCabe for the moment.
Must be offensive penalty.
Holding the ball against his chest, right?
The old Jimmy Brown rule, right? At any rate, that's going to cost him a possession, but Syracuse will have to clear it. And that's going to be a... Now we got a procedure against somebody else. They're still discussing and with... There we go.
Coming back to help is Paul Gait in the middle of brother Gary. He uses his strength to try to work free at midfield. Gary is not penetrating as well as he normally does. Paul Gait rifled that shot. I don't know if that hit Egan in the back or not, but it's out of bounds and Cornell ball. And Greg Burns is down and hurt.
He went out of bounds onto the track.
Burns shaken up on the cinder track.
Let's see, there's the ball. Where's the out of bounds is the yellow line, and it's out now. Right? And he goes out and continues on. Now he's on the sideline. And they're going to look at him, hit his knee on the track.
Burns is being helped to his feet now as the goalie Shade brings it all the way across. Cornell leading at 7-6. Undefeated Syracuse, winners of 20 straight. Getting a real test right now. Steve OHanlon has a couple of goals. Bill OHanlon does. Very deliberate move. And the shot against Hine on the one-on-one play.
Cummings tried to hide that to the last minute, tried to take a low shot.
Greg Burns getting attention on the Syracuse bench. So the Janesville DeWitt connection out and now hurt. Matt Palem out. Did not play in the game. Has not. And now Greg Burns on the bench injured. And again, this controlled offense by Cornell.
Taking their time.
Mike Cummings is out of Amityville, New York. 4.5 minutes to go.
See how much time they are taking. And they want to get Syracuse frustrated. That's part of the strategy, Dave. Get them to commit, get them to be over-aggressive, and then we can burn them.
Lull the Giant to sleep.
And they're trying to get him to get a little upset. Come on after me. That's what he wants him to do, so I can get an angle. He wants Patain or Persing rather to go after him. There's a shot.
They feed the crease, and Lee Hine plays it as it came off the stick there of Joe Lando.
Whoa.
Syracuse not clearing the ball particularly well. Hine in a vulnerable spot. They take the ball from him, and now hustling back is Eric Holbrook.
Failure to move the ball. That'll cost him possession.
Hine is pleading his case on behalf of his team, but to no avail. Doesn't look good there for Greg Burns.
Looking at him. Persing just getting in the game.
Now here's Lando making a move, and that time McCabe was in the cage helping out. Pat McCabe spinning away from the double team. Upfield, and Syracuse does a good job. Winship at midfield. Gary Gait bounces off a couple. They're oohing and eyeing as Gait touches it. Brother Paul coming on now, and Gary working. Ball knocked out of his stick, but a whistle.
Well, I tell you, there's been some words there. John Winship, one of the defensemen, was really upset. I think he was the guy that was penalized, if you want to use that as a verb. He was. There's Gait. That's not the. They threw it back farther. I think that's just good defense. The ball down.
Yeah, the flag was down to midfield. In the meantime, we're going to have a timeout with 3:15 to go here at Cholkoff Field. The Birds have come in. And Greg Burns is being ankle wrapped. 7-6. Cornell is leading.
That's exactly what's going to happen to Gary Gait. They're going to be all over. See, it attracts a lot of attention. There's a little slash, but caught part of his stick. But they have got them thinking, I think. They've got them rattled a little bit. And there's nothing worse than getting upset. Because, you know, being undefeated, the worst thing about being undefeated, I said it before, is being undefeated. It doesn't make any difference who you're playing. It just becomes kind of a, can we keep going? Can we keep doing this? And the pressure gets to the point where you can have a game like this.
I think when you're undefeated in any sport, you always wonder, well, in what way am I vulnerable?
Yeah.
What is my weakness? What is the way that I can be defeated?
And when you look, and it was the first time Syracuse has been behind this year, then you say, wow, now they're going to start thinking. And that's the kind of thing that man right there has had to guard against. I guess it's something everybody'd like to guard against, perhaps. I'm not saying they're overconfident. I'm saying that they have not been in a position like this recently, and they got to learn from it. They got a lot of time. 3:15 left in the second quarter. and the tempo definitely in favor of Cornell.
I heard somebody say the other day that if Syracuse was the Mike Tyson of lacrosse, there is a Buster Douglas out there. Seven to 6 Cornell. 3 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in the first half. Orange has never been behind in a game until this one. Now they look to tie it. Dumps in.
Nice
Saved by Shea. Bonacci standing in front of him. Bonacci bothering him. Intercepted by Syracuse. Can they keep possession? Egan is hustling for it. He has it. Here comes Jim Egan. Feeding across the goal mouth. And it's intercepted by Shea. He clears it deep downfield. But it's taken back by Winship. Now to Paul Gait. A roaring crowd, small but very vocal, and a whistle and a timeout taken by Syracuse.
That was a great play by Egan. Things happen so fast, you know, you don't get a chance to go back and talk about it, but Egan did a great job there. And actually, so did Shea, the goalie. He did a nice job. You know, coming in, Dave, at the top of the show, we talked about weakness of the goalie. I tell you right now, Shea has been a plus.
Super Sports going on the road to bring you coverage of this one, Syracuse Cornell, and it's been the best game of the year, bar none.
Super.
Love to hear from you. Drop us a line, postcard or letter. Give us a call at Cook Cable Vision.
There's the interception of the pass, because it was definitely a pass by Shea, and then he just says, I'm going to give it a ride, and then watch Winship. He's down waiting for it, and he gets that 6-foot stick up and takes it in front of OHanlon and starts it back the other way. Syracuse got the ball over the midfield line, called a timeout, and that's where we are right now. 7-6, Cornell ahead, 2:31 left in the first half.
Greg Burns has the shoe laced up again, and I'm sure we'll see further action from Greg.
I have to lace that sneaker a little tighter.
Sprained that ankle as he was spilled out of bounds onto the running track. Richie Moran, Hall of Famer and a master. You know, in his first 15 seasons at Cornell, he won or tied the Ivy League title 14 times. His national championships were in 71, 76, 77. Roy Simmons, 83, 88, 89. Nobody's won 4. No individual has. Cornell comes away with a loose ball.
Timeout, Cornell.
This time Cornell takes the time. With 2 minutes and 17 seconds to go, so the wheels of strategy are spinning. We've had 3 timeouts now in about the last minute and a half.
Well, Syracuse set up a play that pass was too high, and Cornell got down and said, all right, that's just about enough time. We'd like to take that 2 minutes and 17 seconds, get 1 goal out of it, and take our time.
In the meantime, apart from the Syracuse huddle, Greg Burns working on that ankle. I don't know if he can make a go of it. Tim Neal, the trainer, with him.
Again, the reminder, there are 2 concession stands open in Chocom Field. 1 concession stand is located.
He's going to put the helmet on and try it. And for those of you who'd like to try your hand at play-by-play broadcasting, an interesting summer sessions course offered by Syracuse University, Syracuse Sportscasting Academy. You can give them a call if you want more information and a brochure. Seven, 6, Cornell. We have 2:17 to go in the first half. It is a concerned look on Roy Simmons' face. Beautiful night, but cold.
Yeah, one of those clear nights.
Radiational cooling.
Birds are coming back to where they live.
Matt Palem, perhaps underappreciated with all the firepower Syracuse has. That's been allowing fewer than 9 goals a game. Syracuse allowing 7 here. Lee Hine in the nets.
Yeah, the average score has been 23-9.
Again,
so
that
tonight.
spread out Cornell offense.
Nice
and a nice
job.
takeaway there by Persing. They directed to Hine, but they're going to have trouble clearing. Hine throwing it behind
Winship.
Yep.
That's one of the things I talked about. I think that's the real problem in missing Matt Palem is his ability to clear. He is the best at getting rid of that ball and finding people. Let's give Cornell some credit. They're doing a good job of riding, but that's the kind of mistake and turnover, if you will, it's going to give Heil and company another chance, and it's Heil with the ball right now.
Now the lights here at Sholkoff taking their full effect as he have virtually no daylight left as Heil has it
Nice
checked away
check.
by McCabe. He's really risen to the occasion the last couple of minutes. Good job to get it out of there, but a nice check by Angotti gets it back for the Big Red. We're down to a minute and a half to go. Whose ball is it?
It's orange ball? No, white ball.
McCabe kind of taking over now for Syracuse defensively, but the Orange unable to clear it out of their defensive zone. Now Dennis Simmons is in the game. There is Patain breaking up that inbounds pass, if you will. Cornell trying to keep it in their possession, and Gotti has it. Is ragged by Simmons.
Nice job by Simmons.
Patain and Simmons keep the ball on the carpet. Keep a couple of Cornellians on the carpet as well. Cornell mishandling it and saving on the sideline Marzullo.
Nice job by Marzullo. Woo, this is some excitement.
And Gotti has it now with a minute to go, and Cornell's going to spread it out again. There is Angotti beating Patain, moving on Persing, saved by Hine. Angotti taken down after the shot. Syracuse looks to transition and tie the game before the half ends, but they put it on the carpet, and Cornell's going to get it. Knocked out of the Cornell stick. Syracuse ball. That was Gary Gait on the stick check. 38 to play.
Leahy lost it. Leahy lost it on that check. Lots of action. Where's the ball?
Gary has it.
Give him 5 yards. He's over.
There he comes.
Big lift for Syracuse if they can put another one past Shea.
Gary to Paul Gait. Now Jim Egan with Maricek. Here's Maricek. Maricek fires, saves Shea. He gathers it in. Shea outlets. Lee Hines going to have to play this one with 19 seconds to go.
Get rid of it.
He gets it upfield. Here comes Brooke Chase. Chase feeds it in close. Syracuse looks to tie. They do. It's Gary Gait with a high crank. And Syracuse has tied it at 7-7 with 8 seconds to play in the half. Brooke Chase got that ball down in a scoring position.
Nice job, and let's give Hine credit. He got a shot, but he got rid of the ball. He had to get it upfield. And there it is. That's Brooke Chase. Now he's going to draw some attention. He gets it. Watch, Gates going to go high on Shea. Didn't even have time to react as he saw it going high. They have been going low on Shea. That one went high. Nice placement by Gary Gait.
7 up as we head toward the end of the half, and we'll have no further scoring. That's it, the end of the first half here at Sholkoff Field. It is Syracuse 7 and Cornell 7. We'll be back with our Coors halftime highlights in just a minute. We're back at Sholkoff Field in Ithaca, where Cornell surprisingly has a 7-7 tie with Syracuse at the half. Dave Cohen along with Dale Drypulcher, and Cornell really has taken Syracuse out of their offense, Dale.
They've really done a great job. What they've done is they've played great defense. They've been able to slow the pace down, been very, very patient, and Lee Hine in the goal, I think, has made a little bit of a difference, especially on the clearing. Syracuse has dropped some passes and had some penalties that cost them possession and cost them some goals.
Let's check now the Coors halftime highlights. It was a game in which Syracuse led 3-2 after 1 quarter of play. This now is second quarter action, and watch the goalie Shea spot Lee Hine out of the net, and he feeds it way downfield, and Bill OHanlon will get it, and from way out, you see how far Hine was out of the net, he beats him.
Playing a 10-on ride, 10-on defense, and cost him a goal.
That tied the game at 4-4, and then moments later, Cornell took the lead, first time against Syracuse, as Heil came off the bench, and he caught Hine.
Another scoring for Syracuse.
Yep, he was absolutely had a 4-yard race lead going in and got that goal.
There's a unique give and go and get it back. Maricek working the magic with a Gait.
Gait drew both defenders, and you can see Maricek had 4 steps to get the ball by Shea, who's been very, very good tonight.
That retied the game at 5, then Syracuse seconds later took the lead at 6-5, and Greg Burns' only goal.
That's right. People, I think, thought the momentum might change there, but right back in at Cornell.
Cornell was up 7-6, and with seconds to go in the half, Brooke Chase got the ball down to Gary Gait. He went high, and he beat Tim Shea.
Yep, right over his head. And Shea, as we said, has been excellent so far tonight.
Big surprise in the statistics. Cornell out-shooting Syracuse.
That's the biggest surprise looking at right there. Syracuse has been very good man up.
And getting the majority of the ground balls as well.
One other thing, Syracuse, a little problem clearing the ball, and very, very good riding by Cornell.
So Cornell doing what they have to do, and Syracuse going without Matt Phelan. A 20-game winning streak and the #1 ranking both on the line. Back with you now from Sholkoff Field. Dave Cohen and Dale Drypolcher. The third quarter beginning in a 7-7 tie.
You know, looking at those stats on faceoffs, now 13-4 in favor of Syracuse in the faceoff department.
Here's Gary Gait switching hands and firing. Syracuse will get it. Maricek was behind. Fortunately, the wind has come. Dale going with the knit hat here to begin the third quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Temperatures must be in the upper 30s, maybe lower by now. Rodney Dumpson outside to Paul Gait. Gary bouncing more here as we begin the second half, up on his toes. Syracuse, nice spinning move by Dumpson. He works for the shot, and it's just wide. So the Orange now with 2 shots to begin the second half in a 7-7 tie with Cornell.
Trying to put some offensive pressure on. Boomer and Leahy have played great defense.
Syracuse using a short passing game, and there's Dumpson finding the seam.
Let me tell you how quickly he got rid of that. Shea did not react, period, to that till it was over his head.
Have you noticed how much quicker and crisper the passing has been here early in the second half?
Watch, let's see what happens. There's a nice pass. Dumpson waits, watch Shea. There it was. You saw him move after the ball hit the net. Nice screen and a nice goal by Dumpson.
That's goal number 8 on the year for Rodney Dumpson. Syracuse on top, 8-7.
I'd like to have been in the Syracuse team room at halftime.
Gary Gait picks it up. Quick pass to Paul Gait. He begins his move. He likes to go left. Here he comes.
Ward.
The ball's in the net, but
Ward.
it will not count. A Ward called against Paul Gait. Maricek protesting.
Well, that was it's kind of a warning, I think, from Maricek. We're coming at you. Let's see. It was a Ward. Yeah, he just pushed the stick out of the way. And
but it is a determined, fired up looking Syracuse team. Here's Cornell on offense first time.
Now here's where Syracuse, I think, defensively they made some mistakes. They overplayed a little bit and got out of position. Let's see what they do now. They got to be patient.
Cornell has cleared the side to allow the man with the ball to go one-on-one. That's Burnham right now. Wrap check and separated from the ball, and Hine takes it back. Now Syracuse gives it to Matt Moore, who's on early here in the second half. Moore using his size and strength to come down the sideline.
There
he does a good job as he gets it across to Bonacci. Syracuse using lots of new people here. They work it quickly in close. They feed it to the man coming in, and a whistle will prevent any possible shot.
Still making a little mistakes. Let's see what it is. Was it or is it a penalty? Slash? Possession, Cornell.
They call a crease violation.
It was a crease violation.
Yeah, it was away from the play.
Well, it's got to be back. They should not have the ball at midfield. Let's hit the game. There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Official.
Ex-official. Rusty.
Up the sideline comes Lando, Joe Lando. Syracuse leading 8-7. They had 1 goal disallowed. This is OHanlon moving against Holbrook. McCabe back to play Heil. McCabe sticks out that big stick. Heil beats him. What will Heil do? He allows McCabe to come back on him. Now Angotti. Opening minutes of the second quarter. Here is Angotti racing against Patain. He's shoved to the turf. He gets back up. Stratton takes it away. Can Stratton come up with it? No. It's Cornell. Moore took a shot. Flag is down, and this penalty will go against the Orange. Stratton getting into it there for the moment with John Bussey.
It's going to be a hold. So Syracuse will be down 30 seconds. But Dave, you notice the aggressiveness on defense? Right there, you can see that was where the hold was. But that's where the hold was called. But they have been playing very aggressively defensively.
Let's check on the Syracuse bench when we have the opportunity to see if Greg Burns is going to be seeing further action. Here's a shot and a save by Hind right into the stick of McCabe. McCabe tried to get it out and he did. Here's the transition game of Syracuse now. Leading at 8-7. Here comes Patain. David Patain and pass. And Cornell gets to it first. They come away with it with Marzullo. So the Big Red with a good defensive play. There's Burns on the sideline getting set to come in. In the meantime, it's OHanlon as Cornell looks for the tie. End-to-end action. And Gait. Flag is down. It's going to go against Syracuse. A delayed call. And Gait will be deliberate now. They want a good shot. They may disdain the pass entirely. They attempt just to get the good shot. Well, they'll pass it. And it's played cleanly. They'll let the play continue.
Save!
And a great save by Lee Hind. Great save there by Lee Hind, and now the stoppage of play for the penalty. Richie Moran on the Cornell bench.
Yeah.
Best save of the game by Lee Hind.
Lee Hind really is had to be hotter than he was in the first half. He had to come up with a spectacular save, and that was one right there. That was it. He had to get hot, and that should do it for Lee Hind in terms of getting where he should be. That was interference, I believe they called.
Cornell with their 5th man-up opportunity. They've converted only 1 of 4. Here's a shot, and Hind got a piece of that, I believe.
Off a Cornell stick. One of the things you talk about the aggressiveness, I think what the penalty was the fact that Syracuse interfered, put the stick on somebody and interfered with their movement on the crease.
Now Greg Burns back in for the Orange. He went out with a sprained ankle late in the first half. Here is Paul Gait.
He's got to get it in the box.
Taking it into the box. Behind his back, he goes to brother Gary. Looks for the shot. Not a strong shot by Gary, and the rebound is going out of bounds. Syracuse will have it.
Good play by Egan just to watch that. He knew he couldn't handle it.
Greg Burns is on, but he's limping. Gary Gait has had his leg wrapped the whole game. Marachek with Dumpson. Dumpson trying to give him some space. Rodney had room. Instead, it's outside.
Nice
Paul Gait with a move, the shot, and a save. And it's Boomer who pulls it down and outlets. Now Cornell looking to tie it. Dumpson sneaking up on the man with the ball. Got the pipe, got the crossbar. The ricochet goes out to Heil. That's twice in the game. Hind has been saved by the crossbar. Paul Gait loses his stick. High pick set for Heil by Angotti. That shot was wide and hit a Cornell player in the back. Here comes the Orangeman upfield. Rodney Dumpson running with Paul Gait. Gary will come across as well. Rodney feeds Burns. Burns, Marachek. Yes! Marachek took it low and he shot it up high. And Syracuse has a 2-goal lead at 9-7.
We got that on the radar gun just under the speed of light. Look how fast he gets rid of that. And Dumpson really, I think, taking a little bit of charge here, using that speed, getting down, setting things up. Look at it. Woo! Burns on a nice assist, but you see how fast that ball went out of there.
Tommy Marachek gets the goal, his 3rd of the game. And it is a Syracuse 2-goal lead. 9-7 as Cornell wins the face with Buddington, the face-off man. Pratt stride for stride with him. Those two race toward the bench. It's Andrew Bolin actually pursuing Buddington off the field. And Gotti now. This 2-goal lead equals Syracuse's biggest of the game. Simmons coming on now, marking John Bussey, who is racing out of the midfield area from the bench.
Right back to the pace that Cornell wants.
Here's the
Persing
one-on-one
took it right away from him.
Persing took it right out of his stick in midair, didn't he? Here is Rob Persing. Will they go coast to coast? Bad pass on the ground.
Burns can't
handle it.
Withholding the ball from play.
Persing was moving so fast straight ahead, and then he tried to pass laterally. Watch this action with Persing on Angotti.
Yeah, Persing got the stick up. And there's the check. He checked the bottom of the stick, put the ball on the ground.
Oh, it did bounce.
Yeah, he did. But still, great job by Persing. And I don't know, the way that fast break is going, I would say take the shot, and that's exactly what they tried to do. But Burns really not able to move with that leg.
It's very hard, I'd imagine, to go full speed straight ahead and then pass laterally. Brooke Chase did a great job in the end of the first half setting up Gary Gait. I believe that was his only action prior to this. Andy Bolin hoping to give Syracuse a 3-goal lead. Maricek spinning away from Boomer.
Good name for him.
Yeah, Scott Boomer, 6'3" defenseman.
Whalen on Egan.
Here is Maricek being checked. Behind his back so cleverly to Bonacci. Back to Maricek. Does he have an angle? Flag is down.
Yep, 1 minute on the unnecessary roughness.
Joe Bonacci leads his unit off the field along with Bolin, Brooke Chase, Ricky Kramer.
Man up opportunity number 5 for Syracuse.
Good job by those guys.
2 of 5 or 2 of 4 at this point. This will be their 5th opportunity.
Syracuse so far dominating possession here in the third quarter. We are 6 minutes in.
45, Scott Boomer. 1 minute for unnecessary roughness.
Paul and Gary back behind they go. Burns, they feed it up top to Maricek on the ground, taken away by Cornell, regained by Syracuse. There's Paul Gait in close, couple of fakes.
Yes!
Score! Greg Burns, sprained ankle and all, and he's having trouble putting weight on it. Greg Burns has given Syracuse its first 3-goal lead of the game.
Burns, second goal, 2 assists, great night for the Gimp. He really went out of bounds early, and I'm surprised he's doing as well as he has. Watch him get the ball. He just makes the move and puts it down low, and then you see him kind of limping there as he took a shot at the end.
And Syracuse leads it now 10-7.
By number 14, Greg Burns, unassisted. The orange goal, 14 Burns, unassisted.
On the face-off, it's into the stick of Gary Gait, galloping toward the goal. Feeding across to brother Paul. Paul being ragged, he looks for the shot. It hit Maricek's leg, and it's cascading toward the back line and out. Syracuse will keep it. Burns goes to the bench.
Good hustle by Kirk Pratt to get right near the end line when that ball went out. Syracuse will, actually Pratt's going to bring it in.
Great effort being made by Cornell in this game, though. 7-7 at the half, now 10-7 Orange. Egan, up he goes to Paul. He faked the low shot. He's waiting for Dumpson to come on. Now he comes on. Maricek off the turf, loses it. Maricek back to play it. He looks back, he has it. Maricek eludes the check of Paul Shea. Back to Paul. Look at that behind the back pass. And Brooke Chase is there as it goes out of bounds.
They're taking some shots now. In fact, in this quarter, where they got 1. Let's see where we started this. Karen Ryan, let me know in 1 second. 9 shots in this
Syracuse
quarter.
has taken the lead in the game now, 30-29 in shots. Doesn't always tell the whole story. A bounce pass behind the back. Paul and Gary score! What a play off the bounce pass. Paul and Gary Gait. It is a 4-goal lead, and don't be surprised if Cornell takes time.
A little early for that. Let's see what happens. You're right, though. They got to regroup, but there's the bounce pass, and Paul goes behind the back, and Gary does the strength move. And face-offs, Pratt has been doing a good job here. They have just been, now you're right, Dave. You're absolutely right. They're going to take it.
Richie Moran takes timeout. Cornell is in danger of being blown out here in the third quarter after tying Syracuse. 7-7 at the half. The Orange have scored 4 straight, and Moran wants his team to regroup.
Well, everybody's picked it up a notch, and you know, they've really, I think, I don't want to say they played uninspired in the first half, but they weren't playing like they were right now, and you see that. That's not fancy. That's basic lacrosse for Syracuse and the Gait brothers.
Bounce pass from Maricek, behind the back from Paul. Gary puts it in.
Yep.
Folks, that goal was made in Canada.
The Canadian connection, absolutely right. And you know, I noticed too, one of the things, the defense much more aggressive, and Lee Hine, like he's pumped up, and you say, well, what can the goalie do? Well, he made that one spectacular save, got his body and got the stick, rode it up. That's the kind of thing he needed to get his confidence up. I think he kind of felt, oh, gee, I'm really filling in here. Now he knows he's got to make this game go.
Well, as they came out to begin this half, we saw that short, crisp passing game.
Yep.
Different angles used as well, and Syracuse's 4 unanswered goals. Our next coverage of Syracuse lacrosse when the Orangemen come home for the final game of the regular season against the University of Massachusetts. You'll see it Sunday, May the 6th. He's graduated, hasn't he?
Yeah, thank goodness, right? He's finally gone. But we were talking about goalies. He was a super goalie for the University of Massachusetts. And we talked about Paul Schmoller here at Cornell. There have been some great goalies. There's one there who's walking a little better than he did earlier. But you can definitely see that he is.
It's his right knee, Matt Palin.
He's not up to form yet.
He's never had knee surgery. He doesn't know quite what the injury is. He's hoping he doesn't have to undergo arthroscopic surgery,
which I suppose at this point is a possibility. A lot of Syracuse fans, Dave, down way below us, getting into it. And Kurt Pratt has done a nice job of giving Syracuse offensive opportunities by getting the faceoffs away from Buddington, 13.
On the season, Syracuse has outscored the opposition 32-13 in the third quarter. That's actually been their most one-sided quarter.
A little people going out of the box. Syracuse complained somebody left a little early.
Egan may take it again. Egan may go one-on-one. He feeds it across, and there's a goal.
How do you do that?
Paul Gait found the seam somehow, and it's 5 unanswered goals now by Syracuse.
How did he do that? I thought Egan might take it himself. Watch Egan. See, there's nobody.
Convinced.
Yeah, well, I thought he was going to go because there was no. Now he sees the guy sliding. Good luck, Jim Egan. Good luck, Jim Egan. The thing that scared me was it was so far back, but he just took a leap out. Wow, what an athlete. And give Egan a lot of credit, as he really had good vision on that.
You know, I used to wonder how Dr. J used to score from behind the backboard.
Yeah, right.
His whole body would be behind. He'd just reach the hand forward and score, and the Gates can do it too. They can go over the basket, over the net from behind.
Right. You never saw anybody do that in the NBA.
Tony Morgan on for the first time. He's out of Arnold, Maryland, a senior. We've got a whistle.
Failure to advance.
So now it's all going Syracuse's way here in this third quarter. We're down to 6:47 to play.
I don't want to say that's a stupid penalty. I don't mean that. But that's one of those silly little things that you really can avoid. And Syracuse was making some of those, and they have, in this quarter, seemed to have eliminated that.
Look at Gary on the triple team. Now he gets into Rodney Dumpson. Is Cornell sagging a little bit? Looks like Syracuse is playing on the tips of their toes, and Cornell's sitting back a little.
Well, when you've been burned for, what, 5 straight goals?
That's it. Egan to Paul Gait. Rifling it across, and a behind-the-back shot. Dumps in the rebound. Saved by Tim Shea. Did a fine job against Maricek and then dumps it.
Give Shea a lot of credit. Boy, that goalie has played well tonight for Cornell.
Boy, with Maricek, you just don't know where the ball's coming from. Cornell has not scored in this third quarter. They've had few shots. And Gotti waiting for Heil to come on. He goes his way. Heil now will carry it behind. Dumpson stays with him. Stratton looking for his man in front of the cage. Here's the one-on-one move. Dumpson trying to deny him, discourage him.
Looking for a jump there from the crease, some defensive help. They didn't need it.
And Gotti against Persing. They've been matched up throughout this game. Here's Angotti. He breaks free and he scores. And Angotti took a shot, and he is down.
Let's see if we can see what happened. That's Persing, and he's pushing Angotti, and he's going to get some help. Ooh, couldn't get the stick, and that went right by stick side of Lee Hine. And then later, Angotti went down. Do you remember the shot Goldstein took here one night when we were here?
Refresh my memory.
Well, it was McCabe as a freshman. Took him down and really gave him a shot. That wasn't reminiscent of that. I just was thinking of that. And he went down like that because Goldstein went down like that but got up. And I think he will too, but they want to check, make sure he's all right. Angotti has played.
I think that shot was head high. The way they're administering to Vince Angotti, the senior out of Cockeysville, Maryland. Richie Moran is going to come on out and check out his senior.
See if we. I saw what happened with the goal, but I didn't see what happened after. So there's the push. He just went down. I think he hit his head on the turf.
Paul Gait was coming over. Now Richie Moran is signaling, I believe, the team doctor to come on and look at Angotti.
There's the hit. It was legal. And when he hit, I believe, I didn't see the whole thing and we can't see it in the replay, I believe his head hit the turf.
On the Syracuse bench, Roy Simmons talking to Paul Gait, who was in the vicinity when Angotti went down.
Have been some injuries. Burns has gimped his way back.
Let's check out Angotti's numbers in this game. Angotti with 1 goal and 2 goals and 1 assist. 2 goals and 1 assist for Vince Angotti. Maybe a whiplash type injury from the way he went down. We have a stoppage of play with 5:19 to go here in the third quarter. 12-8 is Syracuse's lead. Richie Moran is talking with Mike Cummings.
And that's the reason why play has been stopped. They're going to take their time.
Vince Angotti is the injured Cornell player. Now in a sitting position. He was the 3rd leading scorer for Cornell a year ago.
There's the push that apparently caught a little bit of the stick on the face mask. And if they lose Angotti, which I'm sure they will for a time, it's got to hurt them. He has played very, very well.
Angotti, an honorable mention All-America in 1988. I'll bet he'll be back in the game. Pat McCabe shaking his hand.
He's going to get a chance to sit down and collect his thoughts.
He got the goal that ended Syracuse's string of 5 unanswered scores. It's 12-8, Syracuse leading Cornell.
Back to face-offs.
And a new face-off man out there for Cornell, but Cahey wins it for the Orangemen.
It was 28 on the face-off. Just going to check numbers in just a second.
Dave Von Reedy was in on the face. Syracuse leading at 12-8. They have won 20 straight games. Maricek has it knocked away by Boomer. Maricek being held as he backheels it nicely to Egan. Egan feeding it up top, intercepted by Cornell. Kramer applying the stick nicely. Kramer double teamed by Leahy. Brooke Chase is down there. Panacci for Syracuse. He's double, but still in pursuit. Egan overruns. And Leahy has it now for Cornell. Shea fell over the crease.
That'll happen.
On the ground, it's picked up by Syracuse. If you've just joined us, Matt Palem not playing in this game. Lee Hine has gone all the way in the nets. It was 7-7 at the half. 3-2 Syracuse after 1. It's 12-8 now. Cahey's shot is saved by Shea, but Maricek out to steal the rebound.
Great rebound.
Maricek with a bounce pass. Not handled by Kramer. Boomer slashes his stick out legally and comes away with it. Boomer is doubled by Bonacci. And Syracuse gets it back with help from Kramer.
Woo. You talk about some great individual action.
And a flag thrown in front of Richie Moran on the Cornell bench. Moran was not happy with this action. And a flag thrown against the Cornell coach.
Call it technical.
Syracuse ball, they lead it 12-8.
That's an illegal team personnel action is what that is. It wasn't a, he would have gotten a big minute. That was a 30-second if he'd said something. So they did something there. They
Technical penalty of 1 minute for illegal team action against Cornell.
That leaves it kind of nebulous. He said it was only 30 seconds. The announcer said a minute. Well, let's see. Technical, he said 30 seconds.
And the fiery Irishman working the officials on the sideline now, trying to keep his team in it. And Cornell has done a marvelous job all game long. They're down 12-8. Greg Burns is on. He's wearing long blue warm-up pants now. He's easy to spot in the middle of the field.
Syracuse lost that.
Mishandles it, but it was touched by Cornell.
In between, yep. Good call.
And this crowd really getting into it vocally. Burns came back after spraining his ankle. He scored a goal. He wants to keep that leg as warm as he can. That's why he's gone to the long pants here on a very cool night. No wind chill, though, at the minute because the wind is calm. Syracuse works, intercepted as Egan was feeding from the point position. Cornell ball as it goes across the sideline. John Heil wants to come on. There's Burns hobbling toward the bench.
Kind of a nice look there with the long pants. You can wear pretty much whatever you want as long as your jersey matches the number requirements and size. Goalies generally wear football pants, as Lee Hine does.
Egan applying the pressure. They're going to take a run at Shea. Brooke Chase, scrappy player that he is. The ball's on the ground. Chase steals it. The net is open. Can Syracuse fire from way out with a big stick? It bounces over the cage as Patain took the shot.
You get some whip on that 72-inch stick. Good hustle on the clear there, on the ride, I should say, by Syracuse.
Look at it again. As Leahy took his eye off the ball, and Chase picked it up and then found Patain. Now Syracuse dumps it. Across they go to ball, back to Dumpson. Gary nearly got caught by a pass in there. Nearly got hit by the pass. Paul Gait. Unstoppable, one-on-one.
He went through 3 guys there.
He beat John Rossetti the last one, and Syracuse now again has a 5-goal lead at 13-8.
Yep, he beat Rossetti. He also beat Leahy. Watch, that's Rossetti going to come over and check, and he turns, and Leahy picks off Rossetti, and that unassisted goal will make it 13-8.
Paul Gait, by the way, is wearing one of those windbreakers under his game jersey to stay warm.
Because they don't get this cold weather up there.
No, I guess not. Those warm Chinooks there in British Columbia.
Yeah, right. It's always balmy up there.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It is warm there. Vancouver.
They got to get a public relations company then, because I kind of conceive of it as being cold.
No.
Okay, well,
Syracuse
you know better
is
than
cold.
Not Syracuse.
Our statistician Karen Ryan doesn't believe me that British Columbia is warmer than Syracuse. Vancouver.
Weather issues aside.
Syracuse leading 13-8. This game was tied 7-0 at the half. Egan dodges and scores from behind.
I thought he might do that. He's been doing a lot of passing, and I think he kind of set him up. I thought he had a clearer shot before, but Jim Egan, one of the tri-captains, nice job as Gary Gait gives him a left-handed pass, and Watch Egan. Stutter step, and when they don't go with him, look, see how much room they gave him to the inside there? He just took it. Great vision. Chris Reynolds gave him that inside, and Egan, good hustle.
And right now, it looks like the story of this one will be a tale of two halves.
Yeah. Syracuse really dominating in the face-offs. 18-7 now.
Gait has it.
Yep.
Can't remember the last one Cornell won. Gait starts his dodge from way out. Syracuse controlling the action now. When Brooke Chase has been on the field, good things have happened in this game.
Brooke Chase,
beginning with the last sequence of the first half.
Working very well.
Andrew Bolin, Ricky Kramer. Kramer is very physical for a player his size.
Yeah.
He takes the shot.
Ahead.
Is Syracuse there? Yes.
Yep. We got a size on Kramer. What they had him listed at? About 155.
And mean.
And mean.
Kramer mishandling it off the turf. Now with 1:42 to go in this third quarter, that's been all Syracuse. Cornell gets it back.
Intensity level really increased when Syracuse came out after that half. They scored 7 goals and Cornell won at this point. 1:42 left, third quarter.
Nice move up the sideline by Cummings. Cummings back to Heil. He gets the return. The defense is really tightened up here in the second half. That's another indication.
Patain. Big stick, trip. So 1 minute opportunity now for the Big Red. As you're going to see, the trip. Patain got his stick in there and brought him down. 6th man up opportunity for Cornell. One successful one so far.
Cornell moving the ball clockwise in this man-up situation. Now they go the other way. As you see, we're down to 1 minute to go in this third quarter. Who's going to come away with it at midfield? Syracuse's Maricek had a couple of cracks at it. It's out of bounds, and the white team, Cornell, gets it. Steve Gray going into the game now with a knee brace for Cornell. He's a sophomore out of Setauket, Long Island, Ward Melville High School. Lee Hine not tested much here in the third quarter. Syracuse has dominated action down the other end of the field. Now here's a shot that's deflected. It goes behind to Cornell. To Heil. McCabe sticking that stick out, trying to break up the action. They work it around to Cummings. And Lee Hine with a great save. He's had 2 beauties here in the third quarter. Syracuse cannot clear it, however, and Cornell gets it back with 13 seconds to go. It's been a problem all night.
You're right about that, but that was his second fine save of this quarter.
Now here's the move being made from behind by Scott Burnham on Matt Moore. Moore has played sparingly, but he's played fairly well. And they will not get a shot away.
I don't know if he thought there was a man up or down situation. There wasn't. They would have gone without a face-off, but he didn't get a shot off.
So the end of a very good third quarter for Syracuse as they pulled away from Cornell to lead it by 6 after 3. We'll be right back. Back with you at Sholkoff Field, Cornell University and Syracuse in the driver's seat as we begin the fourth quarter. Lee Hine going all the way in the Syracuse nets.
It's not over, boy. I'll tell you that. 6 goals is a lot, but it's not impossible. Syracuse got 7 in the third quarter.
Syracuse dominating the faceoffs in the game. Pratt squirts this one out, and Gary Gait thinks he's going to get there first, and he does. Syracuse going left to right as we begin the fourth quarter, and what a move by Gait. Giving it up. Behind the back, in close to Egan. It's in the nets.
Egan doing a super job tonight. I'm very impressed with Jim Egan tonight.
Jim Egan scores for the Orange. And the lead now goes to 7.
Watch Egan. He gets the Gait behind the back pass. Jim Egan up. Oh, puts it in. Stick side. No, excuse me, offside. Nice job. Third goal for Jim Egan.
Syracuse's lead is 15-8. 7-goal lead.
So Egan up with his third goal. Had his second just a while back. And so a stall, delay a game, whatever. Syracuse gets the ball back.
Egan's career high for goals is 4 in a game. His best this season is the 3 he has tonight. At the end of the game, we'll be selecting the Pepsi Player of the Game.
I'm going to nominate Egan just as one of our players. Oh, nice check.
Gary Gait hustling back to pick it up.
Excellent check by Shea, Paul Shea.
Lehigh will have to get consideration. Paul changes direction. Here he comes.
Nice save.
That was a feed to Maricek, I believe. Maricek hustles to it.
Shea, the goalie, got a stick on it.
Maricek has it. Deals it back to Dumpson. Oh, baby, that was a blister. Rodney Dumpson, look at the velocity he gets on this shot.
Well, one of the things that Dumpson does, remember the last year's the national championship game, is kind of unsung the other guy in the midfield, but boy, can he can burn him too.
And Syracuse has now doubled Cornell at 16-8. When they read about this game, they'll never know how close it was for quite a while. Andrew Bolin now picks up the loose ball. Syracuse controlling every faceoff. Cahey in the second midfield is on. Cahey gets it. Cahey passing even with a creased Bonacci. Bonacci with a change of direction. Thought about going behind. Paul Gait will get consideration too for the Pepsi Player of the Game. Well, he's got his 3 goals and 6 assists.
Career high, I believe.
Yeah, it is in terms of assists.
Yep. Points, they all count.
He had 11 points against Navy in the '88 NCAA playoffs. Bonacci putting on a ball handling exhibition. Now he beats his man Leahy. He feeds it in close.
Nice look.
One-time attempt in there by, is that Egan?
Nope. Check it. It was
Brooke Chase.
Brooke Chase, yeah. Did you see what Bonacci did there? He took him and took him and took him, and then he put a little burst of speed on it. He was very unselfish. He saw Brooke Chase and gave him a feed.
Now Syracuse has some operating room now for a little individual one-on-one. They have an 8-goal lead. Andy Bolin. Somebody's lost a stick. It's a Cornellian who's got to go back and get it. So they leave Cahey open. Now what will Cahey do? He feeds it even with a crease and a through-the-leg shot and a late hit thrown against Cornell, as they'll play on until the ball comes free.
Brooke Chase clobbered there by 14, Rossetti. So that'll be 1 minute. I think that's opportunity number 7 for the
12 and a half minutes to play in this game. Watch the late hit after the shot attempt through the wickets.
Yep. You see it right. Ooh, that was a hard one.
Head on head. That was a head-on collision.
Wasn't even close to not being there. That ball had already gone in past the goalie, and he took a shot. So Syracuse, 7th man up opportunity. They have converted on 2. They started out really fast in the man up department. They've tailed off. last 5 have been unproductive.
Paul Legary back to Paul. Across that defense. Marichek to Burns. Oh, what a play.
Well, we'll add him to the list, too. Watch him gimp.
Greg the Gimp Burns gets the goal with a pair of behind-the-back plays, the pass and the shot. Do you get extra credit for this?
I don't know. Dumpson just does the old traditional pass. There's the behind-the-back from Marichek, and there's the behind-the-back from the Gimp.
That's the goal of the game as far as I'm concerned. That's going to bring a timeout from Cornell as Syracuse is now up the count to 17-8. And a pretty good game for Greg Burns.
Absolutely.
Chester.
Earlier it was a really exciting game, and I think, as you said, Syracuse is taking control. One of the reasons why is the ability to do things like this as Dumpson looks to the crease, unselfish. Marichek gives it up. Burns gets everybody out of position and takes that behind the back and then gimps off behind the cage.
It's like a behind-the-back pass and a reverse slam dunk.
Yep. I don't mean to make light of Burns. It's just so I'm surprised he's still able to go in there and be so productive.
Syracuse stays on the road for their next 2 games at Rutgers and Pennsylvania. Rutgers is a pretty good team.
Yes, they are. And you look at the Ivy League, a bunch of teams up there. Yale's up in there in the ratings, and
don't
Brown.
forget too, by playing at Rutgers, that's the side of the Final Four.
Maybe get used to it, I guess, if they've been there before.
And the final home game of the year against the University of Massachusetts. We'll have that one for you on Sunday, May the 6th. Lee Hine now has a margin of comfort, right? Syracuse 17 and Cornell 8. Crowd beginning to thin out on this cold night.
I think Lee Hine has had his moments. I think in the first half he looked like he didn't believe he was in there playing, and then this is a pass, by the way.
Was Paul Gait to Jamie Archer.
Yeah, Archer tried to save it, but it was out of bounds. But what I was going to say is I think Lee Hine has had his moments. I think in the first half he did seem kind of, well, I'm just in here to sub for Matt Palem, and then in the second half he's decided that he's got to take charge of what he can do in there, and I think he's improved considerably in the second half.
And remember early in the game when we talked about, well, if Hine would have to come out for some reason, Paul Gait would have been the goalie?
I don't know.
I guess Paul's done quite well with his 3 goals and, what did we say, 6 assists?
6 assists, 9 points.
In close and mishandled.
Good hustle by Hine.
It was a pass intended for Marzullo.
Yep. Hine out, though. He's getting familiar now.
Clock put back in motion, 11.5 minutes to go in the game. Here comes Lee upfield. Bonacci.
He can't go back in there. It's going to be like an over and back, basically.
Yeah, he went back into his defensive box.
Defensive zone, yeah. So, and now they're going to go right now. You don't have any time. They're going to start it, and Syracuse got burned once by Heil, I believe, coming out of the box. Got a jump.
Now it's Cummings coming out, but they have a beat on him. He looks for the shot with the left hand, comes back with the right, and he went into the crease before he released.
Good position by Hine. I'll tell you what Matt Palem would have done then, though. Of course, Matt's a little bigger, Dave. He would have come out and let him have it. I'll tell you where, right about, not now, right now, I think Matt Palem would have been out there stick on stick, but he came out, nice job by Lee Hine. Oh,
On the
McCabe.
sideline, Pat McCabe gets it to Hine, who has some room now, but he overshoots Bonacci. Cornell gets it back. Rossetti up ahead on the sideline. Reynolds takes a shot in the head. Kramer may be the guilty man. And before they stop play, maybe he'll get another shot in. 10.5 to go. Here they are matched up again. Kramer and Reynolds. Heil, they feed the crease, and the shot is wide.
Man-up opportunity.
It is Ricky
Number
Kramer who
7
goes
for
off.
Cornell. As they redistribute the flags, Jim O'Hara, as they both say, I had it. Let's see what we got here.
Here it comes.
Oh, just caught him from the lower part of his chin up to the top of his scalp.
Little wake-up call.
Oh, is anybody there?
Then they were matched up again on that play-on situation.
Sure.
Could have been 2 for the price of 1, right?
I've seen that happen. Nice stick, nice job. Is that Stratton?
Yeah, he was a starter tonight. Cornell keeps it in bounds. They get it out to Cummings. He feeds in front.
Nice
quick stick.
Look.
Beautiful quick stick goal in front. And Cornell breaks the long drought as they get their 9th goal of the game.
Now that wasn't Lee Hines' fault. There's the look from Cummings. And then Cummings goes cross cage.
And it's Todd Adler who gets the goal for Cornell out of Culver Academy here in Ithaca.
Number 16. Adler, quick sticked it. Nice look by Cummings on the assist.
Dave Von Reddy on to take the face again for Cornell, the sophomore from Canandaigua. Under 10 minutes to play. It is an 8-goal Syracuse lead. Syracuse led 3-2 at the quarter. It was 7-7 at the half. Then the Orange busted it open in the 3rd.
Herchek lost it momentarily.
The Orange have it back. They get it in close. That was a pass. Archer is trying to play it, but it goes out of it. It is a shot.
Yeah, it was a shot. Behind the backer by Gary Gait. And Jamie Archer out of Nottingham High School will bring the ball in.
Archer seeing action here in the 4th quarter.
Maricek going to slide down there on the attack. Got the first midfield in. Dumpson and the brothers Gait.
For a long while in this game, Cornell had the advantage in terms of shots. And with that goal there, Paul Gait may just about have locked up the Pepsi Player of the Game honors.
That'll be 4 goals and 6 assists.
Yeah, he's up to 10 points, now within 1 of his all-time record.
Nice look at the ball from behind as watch the move by Gait. He goes around, and then when he sees the body position isn't there, he's able to step in and get it. So he went around McCarthy. 10 points for Paul Gait.
Now I know some of you are wondering, what is the Syracuse record for points in a game?
I was wondering that.
It is 12. Held jointly by Tim Nelson, now the head coach at Dartmouth, and Gary Gait.
Neither one of those names surprises me.
So Paul's got a chance to wipe those 2 names out of the book. Here's Ricky Kramer, separated from the ball from behind. Cornell transitions it well, upfield in a hurry. Cahey flying back to stop a fast break. Here's a shot off the
good
pick.
save.
Lee Hine there, and Bonacci for the rebound. Upfield he goes to Cahey. Cahey can move both ways, left and right. In terms of offense and defense, we've seen it here. Oh, he's taken down, and he gives up the ball. What was that?
I think he just got kind of whip checked there in the leg.
Look at Maricek, spin away from the pressure. Jamie Archer to Cahey.
Paul Shea playing good defense, 31 for Cornell right there. He's just smacked Cahey on the back.
He's Tim Shea's brother. That's in there. Jamie Archer, the freshman out of Nottingham, and it's 19-9.
There's the movies on Boomer. Boomer has played well, but I'll bet you Boomer's tired right now. And Archer does a nice little dodge to the outside and turns around and able to put it by Shea. So Archer up with Syracuse's goal number 19. You know, Dave, if anybody watches this game, and I'm sure there's VCRs hunting all around, how do you beat Syracuse? This is the way to do it. Slow the game down, spread it out, and make sure they don't bring their first team goalie. But I don't, as I said, I think Hine has gotten into the game in the second half. There've only been 2 goals put up on him, so he has played much better.
Here's Andy Boland. Second midfield has played well for Syracuse.
And I think in the first...
Maricek, great feed. And a nice save by Shea. Archer all over him. Leahy is bothered. Maricek takes it away. Boy, does he make that look easy? Couple of fakes in the low goal.
Bonacci.
Yeah, Joe Bonacci going downstairs for Syracuse's 20th goal of the night. And there's that margin again, 20-9.
And you're going to get a look at it here as Shea, the goalie, got rid of it. Then Leahy not able to hold on to it. Maricek picked his pocket. And look at the quick flick behind the back pass. And then Bonacci takes it down low after he got the pass from Andy Boland.
The most goals Syracuse has ever scored against Cornell is 22. Gil Martin in on the face-off. Cornell put 27 up against Syracuse back in '74.
Procedure, somebody out of over the restraining line for Cornell.
There was a stretch there, Dale, from the mid-'60s to mid-'70s, and Cornell beat Syracuse 12 years in a row.
Yep.
But all time, Syracuse leading the series 43-29. There's been one tie. We're midway through the fourth quarter, and Syracuse is in front 20-9. They did have a couple of anxious moments. One before the game even began. Matt Palem unable to play. Greg Burns went down with an ankle injury. He came back and he played well. Heil has had a good game for Cornell. And Kramer's on him now. Dan Lannon on now for the first time. Joe Lando in for Cornell. Made a run to the crease, but they couldn't spot him. Also on now is John Gainsbauer for the Big Red.
Heil with the ball.
Cornell has only 2 goals in the second half. 7-7 at the half. It is now 20-9. Nice pickup off the ground. McCabe is in there, popping it in the air. Winship lost it in front. Cornell throwing it away, and Syracuse will have it.
Looking for Angotti there.
Now into the Big Red, number 38, Travis Lamb.
We have 6:05 remaining. Travis Lamb has come in the game for the first time for Cornell, number 38, out of Exton, Pennsylvania. He's a freshman. 10 points in the game by Paul Gait for Syracuse. 4 goals and 6 assists.
Get the ball on the Syracuse side of the midfield line. As they get set, make a little. Now they can say we're ready to go. Walt Munsey.
Dan Cahey. Down to Bonacci. Bonacci over to Andy Boland. That Ryder is on, and here's Jamie Archer. Mishandled by Bonacci in close.
Nice hit by Archer.
This, by the way, is the second time this year Cornell has surrendered 20 goals. Yale beat them 20-8. Yale and Syracuse perhaps destined to meet in the NCAA championships. Screen shot, and a nice one by OHanlon.
He's played well for Cornell.
And the Big Red hits double figures now. It's 20-10.
There's the ball behind. Look for OHanlon as he pops out. Lots of bodies, and Hine not able to pick up the ball. That's the third goal this half with 4:59 left. Snow will get the assist.
Gilmartin on the face for the Orange. He wins it. Nice pass. They get it in close quickly. The feeder was Archer. He took the shot. It rolls back from behind the back attempt. And Shea had his eyes on that one. He whips it downfield. And Stratton is back to play for Syracuse. Loose play both ways now. 4.5 minutes to go. In the middle, Gilmartin feeding the crease. Intercepted by Cornell. Rossetti to Shea.
Rossetti, nice job of intercepting the ball. They pop it back out.
Long
on the right
clear
side.
to midfield. Now Cornell with Bussey handling it. Paul Shea picks it up.
Nice.
And a quick stick attempt in close by OHanlon. 4:10 to play in the game.
Syracuse will have the ball behind.
Cornell, the only team to lead Syracuse this year. They led them on several occasions in that second quarter. But you can see the Orange, who are down in the shot category much of the first half, now opening a sizable advantage.
Well, Cornell, we said Richie Moran did a great job, and his team did just what he wanted him to do in the first half. It's just difficult for them to sustain it.
A little too high for Archer. Ryder is there. Matt Ryder sending it out. In the middle, they go to Bonacci. That time Shea popped out and Bonacci put it past him for the 21st goal.
You know, I hate to say it when you get looking at 21 goals, but I think Tim Shea did a real nice job for Cornell. Right now, you're going to see that he has been battered. There's the shot that goes in. Syracuse 53rd shot. Actually, a little off their pace. Bonacci comes up with goal number 2. New goalie in.
Michael Higgins.
Hold 30.
Paul Cannon coming off the field now. Junior out of Yorktown.
Syracuse penalty charge to number 20.
Lee Hyde has been in the nets all the way for Syracuse. He'll get his first victory. As Syracuse will go to 7-0 and make it 21 straight. Cornell losing the ball as they took their eye off it on the pass.
Looking for Heil. Get the ball up. Hine going to get it over to his left wing. Is that Stratton? Yeah, Stratton with the ball.
I don't think we'll see any more of the Gates in this one.
No, I was wrong. That was not Stratton. It was Bursing.
Bursing 34. Staying on offense. Gilmartin now will spot Cannon and give it to him. Here comes Paul Cannon. Behind he goes to Archer. Archer's got 1 goal already. Working on Leahy with that hesitation step. 2.5 minutes left. Gilmartin. The goal here would equal Syracuse's all-time output against Cornell. They're really not looking to score, I don't think.
No, they're not. They're looking to run some time off the clock.
Jason Picorni now. Even with the creases, Archer. Now they feed it across, and it rolls toward the far sideline and will go out. 2:07 remaining in the game. Cornell will suffer their 4th loss of the year against 5 wins. over the head of Archer. Cornell now in possession with under 2 minutes to go, and a lot of new names and faces in the game. Tim Lee has come on for the Big Red, number 8. He's out of Sudbury, Massachusetts. There he is.
Delay a game here. We've got a Richie Moran still working the officials on a delay a game.
Got McCarthy for Syracuse.
32. Ball down.
There is Ryder. Did he get it? He did.
No.
He got it in there. Will they count it? Yes or no?
No, he said his foot was on the crease. Nice try. Watch. Ball's behind. Ryder. Leap. That leg hit down. Touched that just before. Nice try, though, on an air gate. We got a little question here about what they got. Delay a game, wiped out, penalty, give the ball to Cornell, offside.
Well, a minute 33 to go and an 11-goal lead. The jawing goes on.
Richie Moran's making these officials earn their money. Are you talking to Walt Munzie there?
Ready, here comes Bussy. Are you ready?
They just changed. They've changed people. This game has been sitting here. The fastest game on 2 feet has been cement overshoes on here for the last couple of minutes.
Andy Puccia is on now for Syracuse, number 5. He's a freshman from Homer. Here comes Ryder again. Saved by Boynton, Nick Boynton, feeding it to nobody in particular. And Cornell now looking to come out of their own end as we head toward the game's final minute. And if the ball stays in bounds, the end will come that much sooner, but it goes out.
Syracuse ball out of bounds. They call timeout, get some more people in.
John Barr is number 32.
Barr gets it
to nobody.
That same guy you talked about, nobody in particular?
Nobody playing well there in the last couple of minutes. Ryder on the ground gets it to Boynton. He's going to be blindsided. He gets it back, however, with 55 seconds to go. Nick Boynton. Puccia. Spinning and shooting, and it's saved. Mike Cross in the nets in these last couple of minutes for Cornell. They're down now to a half a minute to play. 21-10. Maybe time for one more goal. And there it is.
Jamie Archer again.
And so with the 22nd goal, Syracuse has equaled their highest output ever against Cornell.
It's a shot. Able to get it over. That was Boynton. And then Jamie Archer, number 11, fakes high and goes down low.
And Jamie has equaled his career high with his second goal of the game. He had 2 against St. John's earlier this year. 22-10.
Archer from Boynton at 14:37 of the fourth quarter.
And the fans now will count it down. And that is it. The 74th renewal of this series, Cornell and Syracuse. And the Orangemen win it, going away 22-10. After a 7-7 halftime score, Syracuse broke it open big time in the third quarter. And they were able to cruise here in the fourth as they went in 22-10 to go 7-0 on the season. Lee Hine, a successful game in the nets for the Orangemen in place of the injured Matt Palem, and a big night by Paul Gait. We'll be back with our selection of the Pepsi Player of the Game right after this. We're back live with the final score, Syracuse winning at 22-10 over the Big Red of Cornell. A 7-7 game at the half, and then Syracuse broke it open in the second half, in the third quarter. And to find out what the message was in the locker room at halftime, let's ask Paul Gait. Paul, what happened in the locker room at halftime was an entirely different story. Paul, can you hear us? Well, apparently Paul can't hear us, but
no, I can.
He came up with 4 goals and 6 assists. Paul, we wondered what Roy Simmons or John Desko may have said in the locker room that turned this game around completely.
Well, said come out and play our game. We were a little bit off defensively and offensively the first half. We just wanted to get our heads into it the second half. Roy said the same thing he says before every game and every halftime.
Well, technically, what was the difference in the offense? It looked like the crisper, shorter passes.
We had the ball a lot more in that half due to scoring, which was a result of crisper passing. We changed up the offense a little bit. We didn't try and run the play exactly the way it should be run. We tried to find the gaps, and it worked.
They did a nice job, I thought Cornell did, of slowing it down offensively and taking good shots and knowing that you weren't there with your first team goalie. I thought he got pretty hot in the second half. Was that kind of a factor? They did slow it down in the first half.
Oh, yeah, Lee played a great second half and a good first half. I mean, a lot of those shots that went in were great shots. You can't take away from Lee. The same thing could have happened to Matty if he was in there. Second half, defense came out strong and just didn't let them have the shots they had in the first half.
Gary, Paul, you ended up with 10 points in the game, 4 goals and 6 assists. We're going to see you in action here. I'm not sure which goal it is, but maybe you can pick it up and tell us what happened here.
There he is.
Wow, I really shouldn't have been doing this. I should have pulled it out and run the play, but I had a lot of energy, let's just say that.
It was a nice shot. I thought he played very well. Also, the goalie for them, Shea, played very, very well. Or especially in the first half, he stopped a lot of tough shots.
And he stopped a few of mine, which you don't want to happen. But yeah, he came out and played a good game. He stopped a lot of in-close ones, made a lot of the big saves from outside. He had a good game.
One final question: did the team seem concerned when they fell behind for the first time this year?
That's hard to say. We're just thinking about doing our job. We're not thinking about the score. We're thinking about going out and do the same thing we do every game, and that's what we were trying to do. It may not have been happening, but that's what we were thinking about.
And a gutsy performance by Burns, who was injured and came back, gimped a few goals in.
Oh, yeah, Burns will come out and try his best. I mean, everyone wants to play hurt. That's what a winning team's all about.
Everybody doesn't want to get hurt, of course.
No.
Paul,
but they want to play hurt.
Great game.
4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. Syracuse wins it big. And he is obviously our Pepsi Player of the Game, as you saw there. Our next game coming up for you, Syracuse against the University of Massachusetts. Next game in the Carrier Dome and the final game of the year. We'll have it for you on May the 6th. Here tonight, Syracuse defeated Cornell 22-10, so the Orangemen now have won 21 straight games. Syracuse at 7-0, Cornell at 5-4. Now speaking for Dale Drypulcher, this is Dave Cohen saying so long from Ithaca. This has been a presentation of Super Sports and Cook Cablevision of Syracuse.